Eastern Orthodox, this is for Astro, by the way. Eastern Orthodox object that seeing the divine essence yet not comprehending it doesn't make sense, and that we Catholics, if we don't have the intermediary of energies, have no touch with God.
Why? That's my response. Like, I don't know what else I can say. Like, why is it not like necessary? Like, why do you need to have these intermediary energies to have a true connection with God? What necessitates that? If the objection is, well, God cannot reach us through created mediums, well, then did the divine word unite himself to an uncreated human nature or created one? If it's created, then it's possible for a created medium and for God to reach to us through that. And as for the energies themselves, which they deem to be uncreated, well, they have to explain what kind of distinction there exists between the essence and energy, because if it's a real distinction, then that's going to imply composition, because they're either united or not united. Of course, they're going to say united from all eternity, but that means composition, because composition is basically the union of two distinct extremes. One is the essence, the other is energies. Besides, if they're really distinct, that means that divine essence in itself lacks the perfections and is only perfect if you posit eternal inseparable energies besides it from all eternity. So an example of this would be like this. There exists a divine essence. Without the divine energy of knowledge, the divine essence wouldn't be said to be knowing. So God's essence cannot have knowledge if there's no energy of knowledge eternally and inseparably united to it. So that means if you consider the divine essence in itself, it's not knowing, it's not knowledgeable, so it's deficient. So that means if energies and essence are really distinct, the divine essence is deficient and perfected by something other than itself, which means God's essence stands in relation to his energies as potency to act. But that's impossible. Basically, it doesn't matter if you hold to energies, because we hold to energies too. What matters is what kind of distinction exists between the two, and if it's real, then it's just nonsense.
Sorry, I just decided to do the worst thing ever and check Twitter, and there's people complaining about the hijab. Which game over?
Oh
no, but actually, I had to think about this when it came to justification, because people were asking me this question when it came to participation, like how do we participate or have union with God unless there is the energies? And the question is really easy: is what do you mean by participate? Well, participate just means communicated likeness. It's not really that. It's not that difficult. Like,
some people think that
my child participates in my likeness. Steel participates in the heat of fire. All it means is a participated likeness. So with the infusion of sanctifying grace is a formal and physical yet accidental and analogous participation in the divine nature. So sanctifying grace is a participation in the divine nature. So we have the participation of the divine nature right there by a participated likeness. And union's the same thing. Union occurs by a bunch of different modes. I'm united to my wife in matrimony. I am united to Astro in that we're both humans, and that we're both Catholics as well. Technically, I'm united. I'm united to my viewers in that they're hearing and in listening and understanding what I'm saying right now. There's multiple ways in which you can be united to something. But the Orthodox very often, in order to bring forward their Palamite novelties, what they'll attempt to do is they'll attempt to use these words of participation and union as like Hindu magic terms. And really, it's not like that. And if they actually took 5 seconds to think about how participation and union happen in their day-to-day life, they would realize that the standard that they're holding us to is just ridiculous.
They think of participation is basically a swimming water pool where you can swim there, and that's how you participate. Like, that's not how it works.
When it comes to Chrysostom, the Cappadocian Fathers, no, they don't deny the Beatific Vision. A lot of times what fathers are denying, and it's kind of weird that people will use these texts, is they're denying either on the one hand the comprehension of the divine nature, which obviously, on the other hand, they're denying the vision of the divine nature with bodily eyes, which we don't think that the Beatific Vision happens by vision of the bodily eyes. Duh.
St. Thomas will say explicitly that 1,000,000 times that the divine essence is incomprehensible. So true. Go read first sentence of Summa Contra Gentiles, book 4.
the burning
Somebody
bush
said-
wasn't an aspect of
Yeah.
the divine essence; it was an activity of God, whether created or uncreated. How can something be uncreated and be material?
Yeah. How? Like,
You're telling me I can just put my hand into the uncreated and just take it
yeah,
out?
some eels just.
Is that what
yeah,
happened?
Some
Is that
eels
what
just
happened
told
with
me.
the holy fire? It's the holy fire is uncreated.
Yeah. Eels
You can
were
put some
telling me,
water.
oh,
You can
well,
put
he's
some
God,
water
he
and
can do
extinguish
it.
something that's uncreated. Is that
Yeah.
really?
Then
I mean, this is
yeah,
worse
Jesus
than like.
Jesus.
I mean, at least the pagans thought that the gods were, a fish or a cow or something like that. You guys think he's literally just like a little material flame. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can't understand the blasphemy of saying that that the little sparks of fire are uncreated. It's terrible.
Yeah. Like, you can say that energy by which God created that burning bush is uncreated, in fact, because God's energy is uncreated, eternal. It's in fact the divine essence itself. But to say that the effect itself you're seeing there is uncreated is just crazy.